Hi, it's Carrie. In today's 5-Minute Friday, we're going to talk about a part of the PRISMA-Search extension that often trips authors up when they are reporting their search methods. I'll put a link to the PRISMA-Search extension in the video description, and today we're going to look at item number 1. Under Information Sources and Methods, the very first item of the PRISMA-Search extension checklist is database name. Name each individual database searched, stating the platform for each. Authors often confuse databases and platforms, or name platforms instead of databases, and so I'd like to help you out a little bit. We're going to look at a few examples, and I'm going to start on my home institution library page, the Albert S. Cook Library of Towson University, and I'm going to go to databases. Under databases, I know that as a health sciences student, for example, I would want to search MEDLINE. So I'm going to search for MEDLINE. And I get two options here. I get MEDLINE from our vendor, EBSCO, and I get PubMed, which is the platform from the U.S. National Library of Medicine that maintains MEDLINE, as well as other content within PubMed, such as PMC, the NCBI bookshelf, preprints, and some additional material. PubMed would have more content here than MEDLINE, but it also contains MEDLINE. So let's look at the difference. I've opened up PubMed in one window. Let me open up MEDLINE from our vendor EBSCO in the other window. And here we'll start in PubMed. And I'm going to do cystic fibrosis in quotes. And I'm going to do the field's title abstract. This is important because the way that PubMed maps terms to all fields versus the way that EBSCO databases map to all of their default fields are very different. I'm going to click search, and we get 51,065 results. Now this is everything in PubMed, so MEDLINE, PMC, NCBI bookshelf, and more. If we go down to the filters on the bottom, it's under other, so let me show you where to find that. We'll go to additional filters. There's a filter for article type, species, article language, sex, age, and other. Under other, we can exclude preprints. We can limit to MEDLINE. Once we show MEDLINE, we have to select it again. So remember, we had 51,065 results. And if we limit to just MEDLINE content, just the content that's in the database called MEDLINE, we get 46,759 results. Now this isn't a searching video. I'm not going to show you how to search, but ideally, of course, you'd have additional terms to narrow this down a bit. But we got 46,759 when we applied the MEDLINE filter. Now let's go to the MEDLINE database that we purchased through a vendor called EBSCO, and there are lots of databases available through the vendor called EBSCO, and they are probably familiar to you. So if you go to choose databases, you can see everything that your institution subscribes to through EBSCO. So for example, we have PsycInfo, we have Business Source Complete, we have Academic Search Ultimate, Abstracts in Social Gerontology, Health Source Nursing Academic Edition, Newspapers, Magazines, Soc Index, Sport Discus, all this great stuff. ERIC, which is an education database, EconLit. But I'm limited specifically to MEDLINE content in this search. Let's say OK. And like I said, the fields are important. So we're going to unclick to apply equivalent subjects. That just makes a mess. And we're going to say cystic fibrosis in the title, or cystic fibrosis in the abstract. And now we are searching for cystic fibrosis in the title or the abstract in MEDLINE. Let's see how it compares to PubMed. They are both supposedly updated daily, both the EBSCO version and the PubMed version. 49,954, 46,759. Now I suspect, but I don't know for sure, that the variance has to do with the way that fields are mapped. For example, TIAB in PubMed maps to more than just the title and the abstract, whereas in EBSCO databases, it may strictly be limited to the title and the abstract. I can't explain that, but if you can, please leave a comment below. I would be so happy to hear from you. And let me just show you one more that often gets confused for a database, and that is ProQuest. We'll go to my A to Z database list. We're going to look for ProQuest. When I search for ProQuest, we get 73 databases, and they're all named, of course, some variation of ProQuest. ProQuest Digital Microfilm, ProQuest Congressional, eBook Central, ProQuest eBook Central, so on and so forth and so on and so forth. Let me show you what happens when we go into any one of these. We are searching 115 databases, so that must be the default for our ProQuest subscription, and we have 115 databases. That's going to depend on your own institution, your own library, your own school. So, how do we change that? We can change databases here. And this is where we can select what we actually want to search. So ProQuest is pretty infamous for bringing back a lot of results, and this is probably one of the reasons why. Because when you search it, you think you're searching the one database that you selected, but you're actually searching all of these databases. So these are the databases. ProQuest is the vendor, otherwise known as the platform, and that is how you need to report your searches. You need to say that you searched MEDLINE on the EBSCO platform or MEDLINE on the Ovid platform. And if you don't do it that way, it's not reproducible because everybody's subscriptions are going to vary by their institution. So you need to name the database and the platform, and not just the platform and not just the database. I hope that helps you just a little bit. You need to name your database and platform. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.